Coming up next, the warm weather is, well, it's always here in Miami, but it's just arriving to most places now around those countries in the Northern Hemisphere. And so I'm gonna pick 3 of my favorite warm weather scents. You could be spring, summer. This is really a combination, just where your weather is warm, it's humid, and you want a good, fresh fragrance. But these are gonna be a little bit different than normal. Find out what they are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, and today's video is going to be about 3 of my favorite warm weather fragrances. And when I say that, I use that term loosely because, again, I live here in Miami. It's always warm, so you always have to be able to wear fragrances that work well in heat and humidity and rain and tropical conditions. So these are fragrances. For those of you who live in similar conditions, these are great. And for those of you that are coming out of maybe a cold spring or winter, and you're now finally kind of coming into the summer months, these 3 will be excellent choices for you. So first, I'm gonna choose from a Tat Libre de Orange. This is You or Someone Like You. This is a combination. When you smell it, it's so cool, it's so unique, it's so uplifting, it's so refreshing. This is, I've described it before, a mojito in a bottle. A mojito is a spicy, mint, sugary drink that's really popular in like Cuba and Miami. It's almost like the official drink of Miami, a mojito. You can come here and go to any one of the little Cuban restaurants and get a mojito. It's so refreshing. You have fresh mint. It's all muddled together with sugar. It's sweet, it's refreshing, it's uplifting. It just feels great. And this one is, again, smells to me just like a mojito in a bottle. It's got some really interesting, obviously at the top you have what they consider a spicy mint. So that's not like a kind of soothing mint. This is more of an uplifting, spicy, energetic mint. Also got some bergamot, and grapefruit. So again, very citrusy, very summery. These are great fruits, great smells that elicit, again, the warm weather, the summer. But it is not just pure, I wouldn't call this a freshie. You do have a heart of cassis, which gives it a green effect, and rose, which gives it almost like a little bit of an old school feel to it, but it's not overt. No, I would not call this a rose fragrance, although you can smell it in there. And then a white musk dry down, which is just really creamy and elegant, and gives it some nice longevity. So these 3 fragrances, by the way, that I'm choosing, even though they're, quote, summer fragrances, I would not consider them freshies. That's a completely different category for me. This is what I would consider just unique, good summertime fragrances or warm weather fragrances. All right, number 2. And I would say, let's see, number 2, yeah, make sure I pulled up the right bottle, is Bergamask from Orto Parisi. Bergamask, look, if you look up the notes, it's basically listed as bergamot and musk. You're thinking, okay, all right, interesting combo, not really sure, good for summer. This is bergamot, again, to me, epitomizes kind of warm weather. Picture being in Italy, where bergamot grows so ubiquitously. If you've ever seen it, it kind of looks like a cross between a lemon and an orange. And obviously one of the most widely used notes in perfume making. So versatile, can mix with so many different notes just seamlessly that it's, obviously used by a lot of perfumers. But this one, again, whether there's other notes in there or not, I'm sure there are some other things in there. It really is just this kind of like blast of bergamot followed by a musk that seems to go on forever. When I first, this has been talked about for a long time. It's kind of like a cult classic, I would say. Bergamask is a cult classic. People who really know, they know. Like if you've been around, you've heard of this fragrance. And if you haven't tried it, you really need to, because it is a classic. And it is So versatile. Again, for this weather, it doesn't come across as too oppressive. Musk can be, right? You can have an animalic musk, which can come across as too heavy. This is not that. I would guess this is more like a white musk, more, yeah, maybe like a galaxolide, which is kind of a synthetic musk. It's just, it's unique. For something that's so simple, and this shows you sometimes it doesn't have to be a complex fragrance. My last fragrance is going to be, by the way, much more complex as far as the note breakdown. My number one fragrance. But this one is simple. I mean, you just got a few notes in here. And it's still timeless. It's classic. And don't let it fool you. It lasts long. This is a long-lasting fragrance. I get easily 8 hours on my skin with this when I wear it. So Bergamask is my number 2 favorite warm weather fragrance. Again, not a typical Freshie. I would never call this a Freshie. That leads me to, let's see, my number 1 fragrance for warm weather is, here you go, London Spice. London Spice also has this tremendous, beautiful mint opening, but it's not as minty sweet as, say, you or someone like you. Also got some other citrus notes at the top, bergamot and lemon. So it gives us, what I get is that lemon note. I've been working with lemon a decent amount and making my own fragrances now. And I find it, again, a very welcoming note that mixes really great with other notes. And of course, this has bergamot too. So really interesting opening. It's very fresh. It's zesty. It's clean. Some people may consider this a Freshie. I could see where people would say that, but to me, it's not, because it's too complicated for a typical Freshie. But I would, I guess, not necessarily disagree or fight someone on the issue of whether this is considered a Freshie or not. But when you look at the other notes, it has like a sea or marine note element, which I really like. And again, perfect for summer, perfect for the beach. This is, again, I would consider this a great fragrance to wear. You're going to the beach. Or, you know what I like to do when I go to the beach, by the way? I wear something, because I put a fragrance on before I go anywhere in the morning, so I'll have something on. But I'll bring something like this with me. And when I get out of the water, and you're sitting there, and once I've dried off, and you've kind of got the salt on your skin and the sun, this fragrance is great. I've talked before a lot about La Plage from Therapia by Aroma, which is, of course, tremendous beach fragrance. But this one is like a really, again, it's a fresher, it's a little bit lighter, but not, again, I don't consider Freshie. Love the bottle, right? You got the Union Jack, kind of the interesting version of a Union Jack, being the tribute to London. And what I like also about this one is where I think it departs from a typical Freshie is the dry down. You have nutmeg, you have cedar, you have patchouli. So it becomes a fragrance that is just a little bit more, it goes from this, I think, very fun, lively, fresh. There's some jasmine, there's some white flowers in there. It gives a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a punch, a little bit of just a right sexiness element to it. Just, this fragrance just, for me, it hits on all cylinders. It really works. And what's great about it is during the summer, I can wear this with a suit. If I'm going to court, if I have a meeting, I can wear this anywhere. I can wear it on a date. It's going to get compliments. It projects well for me. And, you know, Fragrance du Bois is just, to me, one of my favorite houses. The bottles, the sprayers, the atomizers, everything is just, you know, look, I love it. You can see that nice long spray. Gives you such an even distribution of perfume on your skin. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to find a really good atomizer that gets the perfume out perfectly in a way that they want it to. They've designed it that way. So there you have it, my top 3. Again, number 3, you or someone like you from Etat Libre d'Orange. Bergamask from Orto Parisi, the Italian niche house. And then finally, of course, my number 1 choice for warm weather fragrances is London Spice from Fragrance du Bois. there you have it. Let me know some of your favorite warm weather fragrances. Doesn't necessarily have to be summer. Like I said, it could be pretty much just any time the weather is getting a little bit up in temperature and humidity. I'll be back soon, guys, with another video. Thank you as always for watching. Peace, love, and perfume.